Okay, I wanted to just ramble a little bit. I wanted to ramble because I was just watching a girl on Instagram on this page I follow. I think it's like Thriving Black Mom or some shit like that. Anyway, the gist of what she was saying, I think I was just trying to listen real quick. I got the point though, was like she feel like when she doesn't have her kids, she gets so much more done than when she does have them. She feel like it's not enough time in the day. So she's, counting her time. And then she's comparing when things she gets done with her kids versus things she gets done without her kids. Something like that, pretty much for the most part. Anyway, that triggered me to think, like, okay, so my oldest daughter is 17. She'll be 18 within 6 months. That doesn't mean shit, though. She's just almost legally grown in the eyes of the United States. She's nowhere near ready. She thinks she is, though. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about. My point is, like, and I think this was a younger lady, too, for younger moms. Whether you're, like, married or a single mom, if you're just a mom, period, I feel like it's different for us just being a mom, because if you're a good mom, I should say, you naturally prioritize your children. And I think also if you're like naturally a good woman before you become a good mom, you may even prioritize other people before you. But if you're like a good mom, and you understand what that really means to its core, which I'll get into that one in a video too, to like to like kind of say how I really feel about that. But if you're just like naturally a good mom, then you do prioritize your children naturally. You want to make sure they're good. I mean, even I give a prime example. When I make food, I make sure they're good. Before I sit down and even take a bite, I make sure they're straight, because they know when I sit down, don't fucking ask me for shit, because I prioritize you. So if something you forgot or you want more, or that's on you. I prioritized your meal. I prepared it. I fixed your plate. I make sure you got your napkin, your silverware, your drink, all that shit. You good. Once I get myself situated, just sit down and eat and enjoy my meal. Don't even look at me. Don't look at me. But they know that though. They know that about me. And then if they want more, they know they can help themselves to it. They can probably also to a certain degree fix their own plate. See, that's something I like to do. That's like part of my ritual in cooking food, is preparing their plate, like placing it on the plate, like the placement, the presentation of my meal. Like, how I cook, because sometimes I cook with color schemes and things to complement each other's, and like salads with color, stuff like that. Anyway, I'm real artistic with my cooking, so how I put it on the plate is also part of my art. So that's why I do that. But yeah, they could fix their plates. So that's that. Anyway, that's not my point. My point is like, I'm trying to remember almost 18 years ago, before I had children, and I maybe felt like I had all the free time in the world. But I'm thinking, like, before I had kids, and I'll even say this to this point, before I had any real responsibility, because that's what children are. Besides the sacrifice and all, they are a if you are into this mom shit now, they are a responsibility, goddammit. Okay? We are responsible for them little motherfuckers. Okay? And how they come out, the personalities, characteristics, the breeding, the mixing of the DNA, that shit is all literally a gamble. That shit is all a roll of a fucking dice. Okay, you don't know what you're gonna get. You just praying and hoping for the best that you blessed with a good child, and that's even relative. You know what I'm saying? So that's all opinion. But for me, there is a deep sense of responsibility, not just to give them the basics, but to give them extra shit that I know in my experience what will come in handy one day. So just preparing them for the world in general in everything that I do. That's kind of like the Kama Sutra, which a lot of people just go straight to the sex position. Yeah, that's one part of it. But also the Kama Sutra is the passion just within you, and then putting that passion in everything that you do. And that's in raising your children. So what I'm trying to get at is that if you have become a mom, I will have to think and hope and say that it was by choice, and that you desired this position, this role, first and foremost. That you weren't forced into motherhood. Okay, so if you were forced into motherhood, I'm not talking to you, because you ain't gonna like shit. You ain't gonna like shit. Now, if you're a woman who chose to be a mother, okay, you'll be able to taste this and swallow it and appreciate it. And you're a good mom, meaning you're disciplined and dedicated into this shit, into raising them, not just giving basics, but that extra shit. You know what I'm saying? Then naturally you will prioritize them. And yes, it will seem unfair sometimes, because you're like, damn, I'm still me. I'm still have desires. I still have dreams. I still have goals. But here, what I'm thinking, follow me. Just follow me. Just fucking follow me. What I'm getting at is, for me, and I think I'm making a point. Yes, before I was a mother, before I had children, before I had that ingrained, definite responsibility of taking care of another person, just even the basics, before I even knew what all that entailed and what all that meant, yes, I did have goals. Yes, I did have dreams. Yes, I did have things I wanted to accomplish. Yes, I did. However, yes, I had all the free time in the world to fuck around, fuck off my money, fuck around with niggas. It wasn't conducted. You know, it wasn't conducted. Okay? So free time was not structured. It wasn't conducted. It just existed a little bit of everywhere. What being a mom did for me is now it brought it all into a focus. It made my dreams bigger. It made my goals bigger. It made me aspire to more, because it's like, damn, now I got this responsibility. I want to see this through. I want to leave a legacy. I want to make it better for them. So now, all of a sudden, I don't have the time. I don't have the space. And sometimes I don't even have the energy to focus on those bigger and better dreams and goals, because now, yes, I'm a mom. I'm mothering. So it's like one actually creates the other. That's what I'm getting at. Now, if you're like, hey, if you were a single, if you were a mom and you remember before you had children, and you like, what were you doing? I wasn't doing shit. Obviously, that's how I fucking got pregnant in the first place. Like, I was just living. Like, I have traveled, okay? I will say that I've been kind of all over the world a little bit. I've been out the country a few times. I got a passport. got some ink in it. I didn't club. I have done a lot before children. I have. And maybe that's also a difference. Because if you don't get it out your system, you probably will feel like you're missing something. So that's another takeaway. If you became a mom in a point in your life where you feel like you weren't fulfilled as a person, you hadn't done something. So yes, that will also feel like a burden. But for me, I had done quite a bit. I had some stories, some testimonies, some adventures, some experiences before becoming a mom. So I've had a very interesting life before becoming a mom, and I've never been married. All of my children have different fathers, strained relationships, really not good relationships to begin with, if even a relationship at all. But I'm gonna get into that too when I talk about them. But so it's a lot of things I haven't experienced, like, you know, I don't want to say they weren't happy the kids were born, but you know, just the whole like family thing, raising your kids together and all that, like that has not occurred for me. But that's okay. That I'm still doing the motherfucking thing, and I'm mom, and I ain't mom. I'm not mom and dad. I'm just mom doing the best motherfucking thing I can do. That's it. That's all the fuck I can do. This diamond, I'm picking up Zaire. My point is, real quick, is that I think we moms feel like we don't have time for stuff. Maybe because we didn't get to do stuff before we had kids. Maybe we had them like too soon, or they weren't planned, or whatever the case scenario is. However, if you like one of these moms that you feel like overwhelmed and you get a lot of stuff done without them, like, that is true. But like, if they babies and they younger, that's just how it is. You have to sacrifice and get creative, you know, on how you parent. Anyways, Zaire finna get in the car. I might pick this shit up later.